It's words that I suppose our own people will be very proud of it. It's all about them and what they went through. Our people, it was always kept indoors. And it's good to get it out there. And show these old people here that you can imagine what they went through. Can't change history, but we can at least, we can get that message out there. This is real. And please help us out there to be recognized. Recognize this message. Something that's too quiet, I suppose. You know, my thanks go to Colin and Ron there, all putting this thing together. It was a long time coming for me. It's been nearly 18 years, and something was always in the back of our mind. All our people in Wyndham, Cavanagh, you mentioned Massacres, they all respect that. It stays in our lives, and it'll be passed on, even to our young ones. I suppose it's us to get that message out there. But yes, welcome again. This is where their resting place is. And hopefully you can have a little silence or something later on. I'll pass it to you.
Next, I'm just going to get Mum to read out a story that my great-grandmother witnessed, and then I'll pass it on to you then.
Thank you. Okay, this is a foreword in the book of the Forrest River Massacre, and this is from Doris Morgan, elder at Umulgari, and this is recorded in 1988. Oh, we've been there a long time, since I married the old man. We all go up there, Umbali, Gugutmiri, and camp there. Alagomiri, we camped everywhere. I was a bit nervous too. My husband was taking the lead, and I was following on behind. I didn't know what, and we came along, and he said, "Look there." And there were dead men's bones. Look there. Half of them thrown in the water. You could see them. Nah. Before you could see the bones everywhere in the water, it was clean water. Then they went up. My husband and a couple of men, that Lumban, and they all went up there with a big bag, a sack. You know, a sack bag, an empty one. And they picked up all the bones, and they bring it in. And we had a burial service in memory. That cross up there, we all went up there. We had a service, and when we finished service, we all walked around and got stones. Half of the people getting stones, and half of the people keeping it up at the cross, where the cross is standing now. Put it round the cross, so the cross can stand firm, strong. We done that. See that cross standing there, firm.
Superintendent Hutchins.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thanks very much to all those people that came. For those obviously heard, my name's Superintendent John Hutchison. I'm the Police Commander for the Kimberley region. And I'm here representing the Commissioner of Police and all police officers through Western Australia. I also have with me Inspector James Stanbury, Inspector Stuart Furley and Senior Sergeant Simon Barnett. I'd like to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of this land, and I pay my respects to elders past and present. I also extend that respect to all Aboriginal people here today, particularly the descendants of those whose lives were lost and whose suffering we are here to remember. I'd like to pass on a special thanks to Uncle Floyd and Colin for welcoming us to their country today. We gather today in quiet reflection to acknowledge a profound and painful part of our shared history and to honour those who were taken during the events known as the Forrest River Massacre. This is not an occasion for rhetoric, it's an occasion for the truth, for respect and for remembrance. The Forrest River Massacre remains one of the most confronting chapters in the history of policing in Western Australia. It is a reminder that the authority entrusted to police must always be exercised lawfully, ethically and with humanity. When that does not occur, the consequences are enduring and deeply damaging, not only for those directly affected, but for the generations that follow. From a policing perspective, it is important that we do not turn away from the truth. We are not proud of what occurred back in 1926. We acknowledge what occurred causes immense harm to Aboriginal people and to this region generally. The harm was not limited to the loss of life, it extended to families, to culture, to connection with country and to trust in institutions. That impact has carried forward across decades. We also recognise that for many in this community, these events are not a distant history. They are lived memories, passed down through families, carried in stories and felt in the ongoing relationship between police and the community. As a Superintendent of Police, I stand here conscious of the responsibility that comes with wearing this uniform. That responsibility is not only operational, it is moral as well. We cannot change what occurred in the past, but we can acknowledge it, we can learn from it, and we can ensure that informs the way we police the community today and into the future. Modern policing in Western Australia is grounded in principles that must never be compromised. These include accountability, transparency, respect for human rights, and an unwavering commitment to lawful conduct. These are not abstract concepts, they are standards that guide daily decision making from both myself and other members of the Police Command and other police officers, particularly in communities across the Kimberley. We also recognise that trust is not given freely, it must be earned. In remote and regional areas, including here in the Kimberley, that trust depends on consistent, respectful engagement with Aboriginal communities. It depends on listening, on understanding local context, and on working alongside community elders and leaders. It also depends on acknowledging the past openly. We are not trying to hide away from what occurred. Commemorations such as this are an important part of that process. They provide space for reflection, for education, for strengthening the shared commitment to enduring such events are never repeated. From a policing standpoint, remembrance must translate into practice. That includes how we engage with vulnerable members of the community, it includes how we exercise powers, it includes how we respond to criticism and how we hold ourselves accountable. It also includes how we continue to develop culturally informed policing approaches, ensuring that officers understand the communities they serve and the history that shaped those communities. The Forrest River Massacre reminds us that policing does not exist in isolation. It exists within society and must reflect the values of fairness, dignity and justice, and that we expect from across our policing jurisdictions and through our institutions. Today is also about honouring those whose lives were lost. While history records events in broad terms, we must remember that each life represented a person, a real person, a member of a family, a member of a community, and someone with connection to country. Their loss is not abstract, it's personal, and it continues to be felt as we can see here today. To the families and communities present here today, I acknowledge the strength it takes to continue these stories and to share them. On behalf of the West Australian Police Force, I acknowledge that remembrance is an important part of respect. We stand here not to rewrite history, but to recognise it, and to reinforce our commitment to everyone that policing in a manner that upholds the rights, dignity and safety of all people will be carried out at all times. As we reflect today, it is important that we also look forward. The work of building trust between police and Aboriginal communities is ongoing. It is shaped by daily interactions, by decisions made on ground and by relationships built over time. It requires humanity, consistency and a willingness to learn. It also requires us as police to remain accountable for our actions and to uphold the standards expected of us by the community. The significance of today's ceremony lies not only in remembrance but in reaffirming that commitment. That commitment is simple in principle but demanding in practice, that police must always conduct themselves lawfully, ethically and with respect of the people we serve. closing, we honour those who were lost. We acknowledge the pain that's followed and the pain that continues on today to some people. And we reaffirm our responsibility to ensure that the lessons of the past guide the conduct of policing today and into the future will continue